Hello all my JavaScript friends, this is TheVirtuoid, aka Mike Smith, and this is our factory game. Well, I know I promised I was going to do the game object and then possibly the extractor purifier objects next, but after I viewed the videos that I did on them before, I kind of really already covered all of that. So I was thinking, I don't think we're ready to shut this project down. What can we do? Well, this is the first economy-based game I've ever done, so let's do a play test and let's see how the economy works. Now, with the economy, basically, that's basically how the prices are done, how the prices are incremented, because I've put kind of an inflation factor in there. As you buy more and more of the conveyors or the extractors, purifiers, and combinators, the price goes up. Or as you purify the ore, things like that, then you make more money. So I think it'd be interesting to basically start back at the beginning and let's just do a quick little play run and see if we can get this thing working. So as you can tell, before when I was doing all my demos, I sat there and made sure that I had a $5 million budget so that I can buy anything, but I'm now back to what I thought is a reasonable thing, and that's the $500 budget. So let's go to the world screen, and what we're going to do here is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to purchase, we can put it up on the stat screen here first real quick. So we're going to purchase an extractor, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to this section right here, this little extractor right there, and I am going to use that as my very first one. So it looks like about 3 straights we're going to need. So let's purchase 3 straights. And again, I'll show you how that comes up on the screen. So we have purchased now 3 straights. Let's go into our world screen and let's put our extractor down. I'll put it down right here. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it. And then, yep, it's on the screen. So I'm going to rotate it to where it's pointing toward the distribution center. And then I'm going to take my straight, place that there, place that there, place that there. You can see now that the ore is going to the extractor, the distribution center. And if we go back over to the stat screen, you'll notice that as it goes in there, it does increase in price each and every time it goes into there. So we now know that we've gotten everything working and everybody is happy, happy, joy, joy. Everything's good and fun. So what are some of the things we want to do here? Well, we kind of want to buy a purifier. Now, purifiers are not, we're $500, and of course we couldn't afford that, but now that we're up to $615, as I just said that, let's go ahead and buy a purifier so that we can make more money off of this extractor. Let's go ahead and buy that purifier. We'll click right there, and then let's go over and place that purifier. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right after the extractor. So I'm going to hit the delete key. That's going to kill my conveyor for a second. I'm going to grab my purifier. I'm going to flip it around so the arrows point in the correct direction. Place it down there. And now you'll see little squares come out, and that should give us a little bit more money than what we had before. Let's go over to our stats screen and watch it go up. So yeah, you can see now it used to go up by about, was it about 15 or so? Now it's going up by a huge amount now. So we're getting a lot of money now. So we can basically at this point start buying some other extractors that makes us more money, because we get more money with the other color coded ones there. I cannot remember the names of them, but right now we can afford all of them except for the very last one, the black one, which is really, really expensive. But what we're going to do here is let's go ahead and get the blue one in there. We got a couple of blues. Go back to the world screen here. We got a couple of blues on the screen. Let me get that in the view there. There's a couple blues right there, and there's a green also inside there, and a yellow there's that yellow. So what I want to do here is I am going to now take let's go ahead and buy a purple purifier, and let's get that going in there. We'll buy a couple more straights. Pop that straight inside there. Okay, I'm going to need another straight, and I'm going to need a curved section. And now we're going to have the purples going in there. That's going to increase our money significantly. Okay, also I'm going to go ahead and set up a purifier for that one, and that will be our good purifier for that one. We're also going to, we've got now $3,400. As you can see there, we got 3,600, and it's increasing significantly. That will actually give us enough for the black ones, and the black ones, which are located right there, can give us a lot of money. So let's buy a black one, which is 2.5K. That's going to bring up a lot of our money. And let's go ahead and let's move that into place. That's going to take quite a number of straights. So let's do quite a number of straights. And let's buy a curved section. And let's just go ahead and pop that in there. And here we go. And okay, now we're getting the black number, the black ores in there. That should really increase our money. The black ore purifier cost $25,000. So the question is, do I want to wait for the $25,000, or do I want to just go ahead and start building this thing out? Well, I'm not going to wait for the $25,000 because I want you to notice one other thing here. Is that, let's go back over to the full screen. Our combinator is only 30K, and that's going to take a red and a couple of blues. And if I look at the alloy list here, I just realized there's no way I can pause this game, but that's the way it is. But if I look at the alloy list for the first alloy, which is the magnesium, that's the red and the purple put together, I need 3 of the red and I need 1 of the purple colors. So if we were to do that, where can we find 3 red and 1 purple? Well, we got a bunch of reds over here, and we already got 1 purple going in right here. So let's put 3 red ones with purifiers and bring them into here so that we can then go ahead and extract all of that and or make a combination of all of that and get that working for us. So let's go ahead and pop that together. So let's delete that. Pop a T section on there. Now we can combine those two together. That should give us some really good cash. Let's just take a look at that stat screen. Let's just watch that cash just start flying up. You have 23,700. Those are now starting to come in. All of those starting to come in. So we'll be up to 30K here really quick. That's the price of our combinator. And there we go. Let's buy a combinator. Well, now we've used up all of our cash. Let's figure out where we're going to be able to put it. Now, the combinator itself has 2 inputs and 1 output. And unfortunately, the 2 inputs and 1 output are hard-coded. I need a way to be able to flip around the inputs and the outputs. That'd be a nice little future feel to it. But for now, we just got to do what we got to do. So what we'll do here is we'll take the combinator. And you can see the output is off to the right, and we got the 2 inputs. So what we'll do is we'll place it right here. Yeah, that'd be the easiest thing to do. And then just for funsies, because because we can do it here, what we'll do is we'll first take this and we will delete that. I'll zoom in just a little bit so we can see a little bit better what we're doing here. Is that on the screen? Yep, that's on the screen. So we've zoomed in. Might as well keep the whole thing on the screen here. So let's delete that, and let's get a curved section in there. And that curved section is going to be right R right there. And we need the other curved section to go right there. We're going to need a straight right here. We're going to need a curved section right here. And then we're going to need to delete this and put another curved section right there. So now everything's going to go into there. So we'll now need to delete this and put a straight section right there. And that should start increasing our... Yep, there we go. We can delete all of that. And if I wanted to, I could probably delete that and pop another straight on there. But since it's working as a straight, that's fine. So now, as you can tell, we are getting the combination inside there. And that should be increasing. Already we're up to $26,000. So as you can see, that is increasing the amount for that combinator. Now, the only other issue I've seen here is that since it does take 3 of the reds and 1 of the purples, and the speed at which these combinators spit out their their ore is a little on the slow side. So there, unfortunately, what we end up having is that we need to clear out the inventory, because if there's it holds all of the inventory that's already in that comes in. If the inventory is full, it doesn't accept any more ore. So as you can tell, nothing's coming out anymore. So we'll need to clear the inventory in the upper left-hand screen. And let me just zoom in there. So there's the clear inventory. So now we need to hit this clear inventory to clear out the inventory, and that will start everything working again. Now we need to probably increase the speed. We're at 31,000. To increase the speed, we can increase it by 6,000. So let's click on that. We increase it again by 7 again. Oh, now we're at the max, and we can't go any higher until we the cost is at 30K. I mean 300K, excuse me. So we got a long way to go before we can level back up this particular combinator, but we have increased the speed of it, so hopefully it will take a little bit less time to be able to get everything up and running. But we got $22,000 right now, so let's go ahead and start really popping things in there. You know, it would have helped if I had actually shown you a little bit higher, larger screen. This is the screen we're looking at right here. Is all of this that's within here, where that's what we're working with right now. So let's go ahead and let's continue on with what we're doing. Okay, we've got it all finished up. We got a huge cacophony of everything, and everything pretty much goes all the way down into this section right here and down into the distribution center. So that's kicking up our money. There it is, the 15.4. It's kicking up our money now pretty good. But one of the things I have noticed here, it's kind of, let's get it to the other screen. The price of everything is starting to kind of skyrocket. So for instance, right now the yellow, the purple is at 4.32K for a purifier. We're not really making a whole lot of money to be able to get all of that done. We're still a long way away from trying to get our combinators down there. The next combinator is that we can use possibly a red and a green combinator. That's going to be 60 grand to be able to get that combinator. So, I noticed now we can get a black purifier. So let's go ahead and purify the black ones. There we go. We've now purified the black, so that's good. That's going to get that working. So that's basically where we are now. I can already tell you now. I remember now, and I told you earlier that the prices increase. The conveyor belts never increase in price; they are the same. But the extractors, purifiers, and combinators do increase in price, and I can already tell you that the amount of money that we're taking in from all of this is nowhere close to what kind of combinators we can get, or what kind of prices we can get for. Even after we try to upgrade everything, we got to clear this inventory already. So let's clear the inventory. It's amazing. It's saying that we can actually purchase something, but it's not working. So there's a bug right there. Let me go to the stats screen. It's highlighting it, but it's not letting me click it. So I could spend a little bit of money here and make the purity a little bit better for the combinator. That's the best I'm going to be able to do for that one. So we're going to have to work on that one. So that's going to increase some money right there. We can increase the purity level of these guys. Ooh, no, we can't. There's not a whole lot here. Let's increase the purity. Let's just. How far can we go? We can't go too far. So as you can tell, if we start increasing the prices or increasing the purity of a lot of these purifiers, we're going to run into issues very, very, very quickly. So I can tell you right now, we are not going to be able to do too much with this system here. I mean, there's what we look at right now. So this is good, but we're just going to sit here and wait until the combinators is what makes us money. And if the combinators cost as much as they are here, we're going to have to figure out ways to make a whole heck of a lot more money. Now we could just throw a whole bunch of stuff in there, but I'm thinking I need to kind of possibly cut some prices down on this one. So that might be something we may go through. I may make some adjustments and go through some more plays. We can buy another combinator, 36K, but it goes 60K to get to the red and green one. The red and green one, I need 5 reds and 1 green. And that's nothing. I mean, for the last combinator there, the 660K combinator, That one takes 12 of the pyrites, which is 12 of the blue ones, and it will take 7 of the luminites. The luminite is the green one, and then 1 of the zenith, which is the black one. So yeah, that one's going to be a very interesting to try to figure out if we can get that combinator. But you know, we're only 1/10 of the way there right now. Now, of course, we can, you know, start just throwing stuff on here and just building it. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see. Let's try to get everything we got a whole section over here. Should have gone to the full screen, but now we got this whole section over here, and let's basically spam it the best we can and try to get this thing, you know, let's just get it all in there. Okay, so we've got it built now. We've popped on a combinator there, a photonium combinator, which means I need 5 of the reds and 1 of the greens, and so that's what I've got currently going in there. You can let's go back over to here. Here's my green coming in. There's my 1 green, and there's my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 reds, and that giving me a combinator. So that's actually I'm kind of happy here. That's kind of really increasing my cash. I'm already up to 114,000, and if you look at the right hand corner, I can even afford now to purchase a green and what's that purple one? That's going to be the number. That would be the soltarium, which takes 2 of the pyrrhotite, which is the blue, and 1 of the luminite. So 2 pyrrhotite and 1 luminite. Let's see if we can figure that one out here. So we're going to need 2 blues and 1 green. 2 blues and 1 green. Oh, here we go. Way at the very top here. Let's see if I can scroll in. Yeah, way at the very top. Here's my 2 blues and 1 green. So let's get that going. Okay, we've got it in here, and I want you to notice one thing here that I forgot to tell you is that when we do have combinators, they don't have to they can all come into one spot. They don't have to come into 2 different spots. So, you know, I kind of fudge the system just a little bit there. What may be more fun is to have it where you have to have it come in 2 spots, but yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. So anyway, we got that coming in here. I've propped it into this, which I just realized is a horrible mistake, because that means it's going to get swallowed up by my inventory thing here, and that's going to not be a very good thing. So what we got to do here is we need to get it around to maybe hook into here. So let's do that, and how we're going to do that is we'll break that right there, and we will buy a crossbar right there. Yep. And then we'll kill that, and we'll kill that, and let's see, we'll put that right there, put another, oopsies, where the heck are we? Here we are. Put another cross beam right there. I don't know why it does that. You'll sometimes get a little confused. All right, let's put a curve there, straight there, and a curve there. There we go. That works a little bit better. So now we're up to 173,000. Actually, you know, I was sitting here thinking earlier, this isn't going to work very well, but in reality, we're doing quite well with all of this. A couple little issues, especially with the combinators, as their inventories get a little, you know, this one's starting to get a little already on the high side. This one way at the top here is, yeah, that's at 53%. So, you know, we have to kind of work on that, maybe increase the inventory or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure that part out. We got another combinator we can put in there at 150K. That is a blue and blue and a, I keep calling it purple. It's a blue and a yellow. That is the magnesium, which takes 4 of the blues and 1 of the yellows. 4 of the blues and 1 of the yellows. That's going to be kind of difficult to find. Yeah, I just suddenly realized we don't have a voidissime one. That takes 7 reds and 1 yellow. I don't think there's anywhere close to having 7 reds and 1 yellow here. Yeah, there's nothing close. Well, actually, can we get 7 reds up here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do it, actually. What the heck? We got $240,000. Let's do it. Let's put ourselves a $130,000 combinator in there. All right, we'll need 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 purifiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice how the prices keep going up. And we'll need 1 of these and 1 combinator. That gets us down to 63,000. All right, so we got all that. There's a better way we can do it. Nope, that's going to be it. Yeah, so let's oh, I got 1 right there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get all 7 of them there. No, we won't go that route. So here we go. All right, so we got the combinator cutting out. And so we'll now just send it on down. Now, yeah. If we could do straights here, we're going across that that resource. Don't want to do that, so we will skip the resource. We'll go around the resource. Yeah, I know it's the long way around, but you know, what the heck. Alrighty. That should get us what we need. We're already at big inventory, so yeah, this is. There we go. We got one coming out. That's good. Okay, so we're up to 226,000 cash. This is what our screen looks like at this particular point in time. And we can probably clear out a bunch of combinators inventory. That inventory is still at 93%. That's pretty good. We'll clear that one out too. And we got all of that going on. So that one's good. That one works out. It'd be nice to get. Let's see if we can put. Of course, trying to put together this 12 one is going to be a monumental disaster. We just don't have it on there. But so basically it works. I think one of the problems I'm going to have here is because, you know, look at this. We got a pretty decent one going now. We got 255,000. We wait a little bit longer. We can pretty much buy anything we want to. So I think actually those kind of economics are pretty good. There will be a point, I can tell you right now, if we reach that, you know, our numbers are going to be astronomically high, and that may be an issue with that. But, you know, we will have to conquer that a little bit later, especially as we start. You know, if we want to upgrade these things, because one of the things I want to upgrade is, for instance, the level. But man, these level numbers are just out of this world. 1.3 million to level that one up, 600,000 to level that one up. These are the combinators. So that may be an issue for a little bit later on. But one of the things I think I will need to change. Let me go to our code here. One of the things I'm going to need to change here is that this is within the alloy.js file. Let me bring the whole thing in. The alloy.js file gives me the ingredients for each one of the different alloys. These are the different combinators. So our very first one here, which is the red and yellow, the red and blue one, that takes 3 reds and 1 blue. This just takes 3 reds and 1 green. This takes 7 reds and 1 yellow. This takes 2 those are 2 blues and 1 green. This takes 4 blues and 1 yellow. This takes 9 greens and 1 black. This takes 12 reds, 7. What color is that? That's the greens. Yeah, 7 greens and 1 black. So, yeah, these numbers are a little bit too high here. We just don't have enough of the resources available within our resource itself. Let's see if I can remember where I put all of that. There it is. Okay, I found it. It's in the world section here. So on our big map here, which is 50 by 50, We got 25 of the reds, 20 of the greens, 15 of the yellows. 20 of the blues, 15 of the greens, 10 of the yellows, and only 5 of the blacks. So if we're going to have those kind of numbers that you see inside the alloys here, we're going to bump up those resources pretty significantly. So that's one of the things that we will try. But the game itself, amazingly, ran better than I thought it was going to. I mean, we're up to $380,000 right now. We can afford all the combinators except for the very last one down here. So I think that was going to end it for this one. The play test actually worked fairly decently well. Found a couple of bugs with the stat info there that we'll have to get fixed, and I'll fix that before we do the final video. But on the last video here, we're going to do a recap of the game and tell you what I would like to do a little bit different on there. So we will, just like we're doing with the snake game and we will do with the racing game, we'll revisit certain pieces of it over the next year or so, and make this game a lot better. So that's right now all there is to our playtest. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel to view more videos. Click on the like button on this video and visit us at TheVirtuoid.com. Also, support us on Patreon, where you can get access to member-only videos. Links are down below. Again, thank you very much for watching, and keep on coding.